One Battle After Another is one of the most beautiful films of the year. And there was a few times while watching this movie that I literally thought to myself, this feels illegal. Because so much of what we watch these days feels shiny, modern, and a bit fake looking. At such a broad level, you gotta think maybe there's an executive somewhere going, hey, you can't do that. You can't have contrast. And that's not to say that everything looks bad now. It just feels like everything is a shiny, modern new car. Whereas One Battle After Another feels like an old classic with 200,000 miles on it. It's got character, it's raw, it's greasy, it's messy. So much of this film feels like they found a cool location and then just turned the cameras on. Obviously there's way more to it, like PTA's expert composition and how he moves the camera, but you can almost always exactly see where the light is coming from in every scene. If two characters are by a window, then the light is coming from the window. There's no extra fill or backlights. Most of the interiors are just lit by lamps and practical overheads. These are the kind of lights we have in our home. In fact, it's how I'm lighting this video right now. I just have a little lamp right here. I also really love how bright the daylight scenes are in this movie. A few scenes even look borderline overexposed, which a lot of people would say is technically wrong, but there is no right or wrong. This is a movie and it's about a director and a cinematographer making choices. And those choices should always be in service of the story. This movie is about a lot of things, but at its core, it is about revolution. And revolutions are chaotic, dangerous, and unpredictable. PTA makes us feel that chaos in the way that he moves the camera. We're talking unsettling, shaky aerial shots and shifting perspective, long telephoto lens stuff that makes you feel disoriented. It is calculated chaos and it looks so good. I've been meaning to talk about this for a while, but we are living through one of the worst eras for night cinematography. And it brings me so much joy to tell you that the night scenes in One Battle After Another are gorgeous. Not only can you actually see what you're looking at, it's so rich and saturated. When you let a night scene just be night, like you actually just let it be dark, it looks so much better. Our eyes can't see everything at night, so why do we keep trying to make our cameras see everything? This is what I mean when I say it feels illegal. If you go back in time to when The Godfather came out with Gordon Willis shooting it, a lot of executives were like, we can't see our actors, we can't see their faces. But today, The Godfather is now regarded as one of the best shot films of all time. Because Gordon Willis and Francis Ford Coppola said, well, why do I need to see their eyes? I want it to look like this. This looks better to me. This serves the story better. Which is why this messy, gritty feeling isn't new. Paul Thomas Anderson isn't inventing a new way to make a movie here. It's just something that we've kind of lost. Paul Thomas Anderson doesn't need permission to do anything anymore, but you do have to give him credit for the sense that he hasn't followed the latest modern visual trends. There are a lot of filmmakers, and I won't name names, from that bygone era that are now making things that just feel like all the sludge we're watching every day and night. So I think it's really cool that PTA is like, no, I'm gonna keep making movies the way I want to make them, no matter if you give me $40 million or $130 million. This is how I think a movie should look. At this point, I think you're probably thinking, well, Patrick, he shot on VistaVision, so obviously it's film. That is why this movie looks so good. He's shooting on real celluloid. And to that, I just say, go watch my video that's called Why Don't Movies Look Like Movies Anymore? Because I break down that film is not a reason for good cinematography and digital is not an excuse for bad cinematography. I really just wish more filmmakers and cinematographers these days just didn't fall into the broad general visual trends that come and go. Take Netflix's Black Rabbit, for example. While I was watching the show, I was actually thinking, you know what, this looks good. I like the cinematography in this show. But then I saw One Battle After Another and I realized I'm just losing modern references for my taste. If I compare Black Rabbit to Love Island, it's a visual masterpiece. But if I compare it to Heat or One Battle After Another, it's part of that same muddy gray sludge. Of course, this is all subjective, but here's where it gets complicated. The line between TV and movies is gone. And outside of the occasional Oppenheimer, Sinners, or The Brutalist, everything kind of looks the same these days. So maybe it's time to reestablish that messy, chaotic look in cinematography, particularly in movies. Not just out of nostalgia, but to reestablish a line between what we watch at home and what we watch in the cinema. All you need to do is look at the response to that Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Everyone thinks it looks like a TV show, but that's because the TV show already looks like a movie. We've created a paradox, and I think the only way out is to take big swings, make bold choices, and be messy. One Battle After Another is one of my favorite films of all time and probably the best film of the decade. It is not only beautifully photographed, but it is a very important story for today. And I will always be so excited when a director has a clear and distinct vision that he executes perfectly, because we just don't get movies like this very often anymore. So if you haven't seen it yet, do not wait for streaming. If you've seen it already, see it again. And when you do, no texting, no talking, no pictures. Respect the cinema. But I think that's it. My name is Patrick. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you will see or hear me next time I feel like making a video. Cheers. Viva la good cinematography.